This is Inconstant. So this is part 3 of the Fast 5 script read. I'm skipped through a few of the scenes now, and we're on, I believe, page 74. And this, I think, is going to be an action scene. I'm just going to take a sip of water, so I'm going to step away from the mic like a professional. Refreshing. Okay, so exterior, downtown Rio, a desolate intersection, night. The intersection is completely empty then. Sound effects, the throaty rumble of a V8 getting closer. Soon, a 2011 police charger cruises to a stop signal at a white line beneath the red glow of a traffic signal. So they're very kind of like specific about the year of the car and make of the car. Um, I just yes, it's a bit. I'm not a massive car person. I mean, I did watch Top Gear, but I'm not someone who's like massively up to date with kind of the latest engines. I'm very burpy today. I do apologise to the listeners. Um, I'm not really up to date with sort of the latest engines and sort of chassis and stuff like that. Anyway, probably why I didn't watch any of these films. Okay, but as we push in, we see that Dom is behind the wheel of the car. As he waits, SFX sound effects, another engine growling closer. Later, Brian pulls up in an identical police charger. Brian, been a while since I've driven one of these. Dom, I've never been in the front seat. Just then, Han glides up. Then Roman, who sits at the lights, and Siren. Whoop whoop! Brian, you took so long. I was expecting you to roll up with some chrome rims on that thing. Roman, man, I always wanted to open up one of these. 100 grand says I waste you in a quarter mile. Brian, you ain't got 100 grand. Roman, I will if we pull this job, pull off this job. Beat 100 grand to the next red light down there. Han, we don't pull this job, then we might probably be dead anyway. Might as well make it a million. They all look to one another. Oh, just such cracking dialogue, lads. Cracking dialogue. Okay, so Brian, $1 million quarter mile. They all think about it then. Han, all right, Roman, you only live once. Let's do this. Brian, Dom, Dom, we racing or we talking? Before police cars judder thunderously at the line. So I'm assuming they're still in Brazil at this point because I've not read through the rest of the script. So let's just double. Yeah, no, they're in Rio. Do the Rio police ride around in sort of that sort of police vehicle? What do they say? A 2011 police Charger. So is that a Dodge police Charger? Oh, I need to watch these films. I'm not going to get the answers here. I'm just questioning the accuracy of the vehicles that they are saying are Brazilian police cars or Rio police cars anyway. Okay, so the four police cars judder thunderously at the line, all four roar like steel dragons, perfectly equal. The moment is electric. Brian turns to Dom. So they, okay, all right, fine, whatever. I'm just wondering how they're speaking to each other through the police vehicles. Um, just thinking about the way they'd be lined up because each driver would be on like the right hand side or the left hand side of the vehicle, so they'd be kind of speaking across the passenger seat. So anyway, I'll watch the film to see how it actually looks. Brian, you gonna cheat this time? Dom, you really gonna let that go? You really got to let that go. Series of shots. The race. Everyone focuses on the red light, sensing it's about to turn. Roman is antsy, Han is chill, Brian is ready, Dom is at one with his car. Fucking Vin Diesel's such a top wanker. What do they call it? Full kit wanker. He's a proper full kit wanker. Proper full kit wanker. Um, okay, so Roman closes his eyes, concentrates on his breathing. Use the force, Rome. Let go of your badass self. All the cars are waiting, revving their engines, and then suddenly Roman jumps off the line, anticipating. Brian, too early, bro. But the light instantly changes to green. Roman takes the lead as the others burn off. So Roman should be disqualified immediately. Then they should restart the race. They should restart the race. Roman's a dirty cheat. Okay, so Dom. Okay, so Roman's. Yes. Dom, Brian, and Han and Roman rip down the road, jockeying for position, trash talking each other, having fun. This is what racing is all about. How can they possibly are they wearing headsets? It doesn't say in the script that they're wearing headsets. How can he possibly hear each other sort of like talking trash about one another? Unless it's over the radio, but they don't say that in the script. It's all very confusing. Pumped that he's in the lead, Roman flashes his cruisers, lights and siren like crazy. Whoop whoop! Picks up the mic to the car's loudspeaker. Roman, over the loudspeaker, continued, "Get used to the view, boys." As he cackles, they speed towards the line of parked cars on both sides of the road, narrowing it down to two lanes. Stuck on the outside lane, Brian has to gun it and cuts hard in front of Dom to narrowly avoid smashing into the parked cars. Brian cuts across the middle lanes, crisscrossing with Roman, and then drawing even. Roman, don't you step on me, Brian. Don't you step up on me, Brian. But as they do, there's a momentary gap between, and then Dom sees it, downshift and guns it hard, and vroom blasts through the gap with only millimeters to spare on either side. Roman, hey! Now Dom and Brian are in the lead. Behind hand sees where the parked cars are on Roman's side of the road, and Han coming through and jukes hard to cut Roman off and win the lane. Ah, Roman, come on. As they near the finish line, the four cars are clustered in a close group. Dom and Brian in the lead, and Han and Roman trailing behind. Brian and Dom pull ahead, putting distance between themselves and the others. It comes down to just them. The two burn down the road like they're trying to break the sound barrier. They look at each other. They both want this. It's neck and neck, looking to be a photo finish, but in the final 10 yards, Brian bursts forwards and just edges Dom as they scream across the finish line. Brian shouts in victory. Brian, yeah! Roman howls his defeat. Roman, no! Han is bummed. Han, damn. But Dom simply has an enigmatic look on his face, not giving a single thing away. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's oh wow, that's some action scene there, top quiet dialogue. I mean, to be fair, the action is well written. It's just the dialogue is really bad. I think there's no quippy one line. This is the problem when you're writing a character that's made out to be too cool. So the interesting dialogue comes from, in my opinion, anyway, it comes from vulnerability and weakness. Um, and if you've got a character that's got no perceivable flaws, or so tough and so strong and never loses at anything, then oh, another burp there. Pardon me, listeners. Yeah, it's just the action's well written, but the dialogue is ugh, not great. But then again, I have just read two action scenes and I haven't read a lot of the dialogue in this. I'm gonna pick a different movie next time, maybe something that's got good dialogue, and do this again. Um, I've got another couple of episodes to record, so I'll probably do a couple of randomly generated podcasts. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting reading an action script like this. Usually, I read more drama scripts. I say usually. It's been a while since I've read a film script, so I'll probably read. So, how many pages is this? This is 150 pages, and they say a good rule of thumb is that each page should be a minute of screen time. So let's have a look at how long Fast Five is. Fast Five. Fast Furious 5. What's the runtime on it? Let's go to Wikipedia. Bro, what's the runtime? Is it not going to be on Wikipedia? Maybe on running time. Okay. So it's 2 hour and 12 minutes. How long is that in minutes? Hours to minutes. So they said it's 2 hours 12 minutes. Uh, 2 hours. So 120, 132 minutes, and the script is 150 pages. So okay, but I think there's a few kind of like blank pages on here as well. So yeah, so that kind of makes it, well, at least the version of the script that I've got. There's a few um blank uh pages. So I will read through the rest of the script because I do need to kind of start reading film scripts again and just getting back into reading generally. Okay, so I'm gonna record a couple of what do you call it, randomly generated podcasts, and call it a day. So I'm just trying to get a bit ahead of myself with these podcasts and not leave it to the last minute. Um, okay, cool. See you later, guys. Bye.